Find out that this song is a love song, but at that point in time, I'm not thinking about anyone that I'm in love with and I'm singing, but I was actually using that song to think about a certain quality of the divine, and I became ecstatic because my heart or my mind was recollected in love of God in the contemplation of that truth. So in that case, this secular song is now being used for a spiritual purpose. So the question is it now a spiritual song?
I've heard cases where in America some serial killers they ended up murdering people. They were motivated by some sort of music.
Singing is part of the work of the minister.
True.
So the minister should be able to understand music and then teach the people about music. David was dancing in a way that it was inappropriate because he literally was naked.
Exactly.
Yes. But what made what he was doing become spiritual? Intention.
Oh, I see. The youth are being swayed by music, but they believe that in terms of soul winning, they can use good
music
to attract the youth to church.
Yeah.
But this has become some sort of strategy for some modern churches to use music as a way to attract youth into that church and also to make them stay in the church. You think that's an effective form of evangelism? So Apostle, in our previous episode on music, he would say that once a person achieves an altered state of consciousness,
with music.
Exactly, with music, they could be touching on any of the planes of existence.
Yeah.
As in, it could be, apart from the physical plane, it could be the solical plane, spiritual plane, or divine plane. In a church setting,
Okay.
when Christians worship God, could it be that the music they are using could make the worshiper touch on maybe the solical plane,
Of course,
instead of the spiritual plane?
Yeah.
I ask this because there's been a lot of criticism going on from some Christians against certain other Christians that what these other Christians do in churches in terms of worship is not really worship, but rather emotional
Pure
high.
display of emotion.
Pure display of emotions. So, as you were saying, that emotions is, to some extent, is within the range of their solical plane.
Psychic plane.
Exactly. And in that case, even though a Christian song is being used, you wouldn't say that at that point in time that emotions is resulting in anything transformative with respect to the divine, would you?
Well, I would say that when, for example, at times people can use they can like a certain songs, but they are not liking the song because of the lyrical content of the song, just the excitation or the excitement of pleasure they derive from that song. So in that case, when they sing the song, all that will be going on is just the pleasure they are interacting with. So it could be a Christian music too, but how he is using the song, he's using it in a way that he's only getting in touch with his emotions. So it's just like remember some time ago I talked about that I was hearing secular music where that song actually was a love song.
By Lucky Dube, right?
No, not Lucky Dube, the other love song that some time ago I mentioned. So you find out that this song is a love song, but at that point in time, I'm not thinking about anyone that I'm in love with and I'm singing, but I was actually using that song to think about a certain quality of the divine, and I became ecstatic because my heart or my mind was recollected in love of God in the contemplation of that truth. So in that case, this secular song is now being used for a spiritual purpose. So the question is it now a spiritual song? Yes, it's a spiritual song.
Okay, I get it.
Because of how I'm using it. Exactly. So there is how to use music to make them become spiritual or psychic or divine. Aside its lyrical content being spiritual, you can still find a way to use it that it is not spiritual music.
Even irrespective of the genre. So let's say
Irrespective of
the song is a jazz song,
No.
rock music, or whatever it could end up being spiritual.
Could end up being spiritual.
And vice versa for what we call worship
music.
It could also, I mean, songs that are deemed or termed as worship, yes, or even gospel could end up not being spiritual.
Yes, because music is poetry, and poetry uses symbolisms. And so these symbolisms, depending on how the person is interpreting it, is what would create a meaning for whatever music we are talking about.
Still talking about people who use music in church to achieve some sort of emotional high. What do you think about shout music or praise break music?
Well, some things might not be in our culture, and we'll look at it and then we'll say that, well, this is not good, this is, because I'm sure that a white person will see that and consider that to be very weird.
Exactly, because the shouts music is something typical amongst Black Americans and not even white Americans.
Good, but that would also put us in the same context as David's wife.
Abigail, right?
No, Abigail. The first is it I've forgotten the name. There's not Abigail. Abigail is later. I mean, the one that he got from Saul. Saul's daughter was given here. So that one saw David was dancing, and then became offended.
Exactly. All right. Because some people do criticize that sort of Christian music.
But actually, when David was dancing in a way that it was inappropriate, because he literally was naked.
Exactly.
Yes. But what made what he was doing become spiritual? Intention.
Oh, I see.
You see, the intention, the meaning that he put into what he was doing. So when we are looking at some of these things, the intention, we have to go into looking into what exactly the intention behind what is going on there. Then we'll know that, okay, this is spiritual, but at face value, we can look at it that a good spiritual music is a music that recollects the heart in love to contemplate on God. That is a spiritual music.
Interesting. So there is...
a divine music. Let me put it that way.
Divine music, all right, okay. Briefly, what distinction would you put between spirit music and divine music?
So a divine music is simply a music that recollects you in love.
Okay.
Yes. So it recollects your mind in such a way that you enter into deep thinking or deep meditation.
Yeah.
So, quote unquote, they are meditative music.
All right.
Yeah. So meditative music simply is spiritual music. But meditation could be good or wrong.
Okay.
So when it is good, then it is divine music.
It's divine, exactly, yeah.
So spiritual music are meditative music. Music that help you to think or concentrate on the thought.
Exactly.
Yes. Then astral music are music that amplify the pleasures within people. So for example, someone can bring in a song right now that you now start tapping into the passions. Passions like lust, like envy, like pride. So basically they are music that kind of amplify the elemental energies within us, which is dealing with the passions.
Exactly.
Yep.
I've heard cases where in America some serial killers they ended up murdering people. They were motivated by some sort of music.
Yeah.
In some cases they were motivated by heavy metal rock.
Heavy metal
music.
rock.
Exactly. Yeah. Sure. And as you were saying in the previous episode, some to hear some sort of songs and then they are sexually aroused.
So such a music is an astral music because it amplifies the astral energies or the elemental energies within a person. Yeah.
In the scriptures, it states that there are 5 offices, basically. The apostles, the prophets, and so on. And then there's this Nigerian minister who criticized.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think he actually criticized, but he just said that actually there is nothing like a music minister because the music in itself is not a ministry.
Yeah.
What would you say about that?
When we go into the biblical context, we find that music is part of the work of the minister. The priest, part of his work was to offer sacrifices, lead the people in offering the incense, carry the Ark of the Covenant. But as part of the work of the priest was also to sing.
Yeah, true.
Or to lead the people in worship.
Yeah.
So it is true, there's nothing like a music minister, because it's like saying that there's something separate like a Bible teacher. It's not a separate work in the sense that if you are a prophet, as part of your work, you should be teaching the Bible. So singing is part of the work of the minister.
True.
So the minister should be able to understand music and then teach the people about music.
Yeah.
But because men of God or ministers of God today do not have that education in music, they have people who have taken that work upon themselves. So to some extent, this work has been taken and separated and given a particular place where people who are, disciples of the church or students of the church then offer their services in music to the church. So it's just like Bible reading. In ancient times, there was someone who was into reading the Bible. It wasn't considered as a separate office.
Yeah.
But they were all seen as something that was helping the church in worship. So if he's saying that, he should also clarify that actually it is your work, but because you are not doing it, that is why someone is doing it for you.
It makes sense because
sorry to cut. So even though the Bible didn't say music minister did this, actually when the Bible say prophet, or apostle prophet, he's actually saying as part of your work, you should be teaching the people worship.
True.
So you should learn worship as part of your training, or music as part of your training.
Which I agree, because David in the Bible is considered a prophet.
A prophet.
And when you read the book of Psalms, when you read some of the prologues, it says to the music director. And
those were priests.
Yeah, exactly. But in today's time, that would mean that the music director is the one to actually, lead the entire stuff.
So that would have meant that to the prophet or to the pastor or to the evangelist or to the this. But because you guys are not learning it, now someone is taking that specific job and is doing it. So the man of God or the fivefold offices should not just train themselves studying the Bible, reading theology and praying. No. Singing is part of worship. They should have learned how to worship so that they will will incorporate that as part of their work. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that, of course, the Bible didn't say that, but the Bible actually told you that is your work.
Yeah.
So why are you not adding to? Why are you not doing that?
Maybe that's too easy.
Yeah. Or it could be, what I'm trying to say, it could be that someone might be a prophet and also say, okay, no, for me, I'm going to focus on music.
All right.
He's also a prophet. That's his work. Yes.
There are some places in the world where they are concerned about the youth.
Yeah.
They believe that music is very powerful.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful.
So powerful that it can transform an entire society, right?
Yeah.
And so they are like, the youth are being swayed by music. But they believe that in terms of soul winning, they can use good
music
to attract the youth to church.
Yeah.
But this has become some sort of strategy for some modern churches to use music as a way to attract youth into their church and also to make them stay in the church. You think that's an effective form of evangelism? Or maybe soul winning, as they say?
Well, the gospel, the Bible says, go into all the world and preach the gospel. So basically, you're not going to preach the gospel in your own language to a people who don't understand. So communication is very important when we are dealing with the preaching or the evangelism of people. So if music can be in a form that they can relate with and can be used as a tool, I think they can use that. But then they should realize that people don't stay with Christ because of just excitement and all those things. It is truth. You know, the Lord told Peter, said that upon this rock I will build my church.
Yeah.
You don't build a church on excitement and on trend and all that. You build it on truth.
Exactly.
So after the excitement, when they come, what will keep them is not the excitement.
So, from what you are saying, you are not entirely ruling out the excitement. So you are agreeing that to some extent there is significance in entertainment, or even when music gets kind of emotional or has some sort of vibe.
Of course, it's good.
It's good
because we need the emotions. The human, like this, some time ago we were having a conversation and we brought it up that human beings are not intellectual beings, they're also emotional beings.
Exactly, yeah.
So at times just saying hi is another way of saying I love you.
Yeah.
Just saying hi to them, that's how they understand I love you.
Yeah.
So maybe if you go and say I love you, they don't understand. But if you say hi, now they understand that to be I love you. So at the end of the day, what is more important? What you intend telling them, or them understanding what you want to tell them?
But some say that is performance. I mean, the church has become too much of a performative, place for music instead of it being a place of worship.
So that is why I'm saying that if you look into the scriptures, this is what the Lord said. When the woman came and then the Lord was driving him away, and then the Lord told, said that the healing is the children's what? Bread.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Which means healing is not part of the mysteries of Christ. It's not part of the Christian. So when a group of people came in, they said they needed miracles, the Lord drove them away and told them, it is not about miracles.
Yeah.
It is not about food. It is not about that. It is about what? The Spirit.
Yeah.
Yes. And then life. So when we say something is for children, this is what Paul said. He said that when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought as a child. But when I grew up, what did I do?
I put childish things behind.
Not even put, I threw them away.
I threw them away, exactly.
So which means the childish things are what?
They are mundane.
So when you what?
When you mature.
When you mature.
Yeah.
Or when you actually come to doing the main stuff.
Yeah.
So then why did you have to use it in the first place?
I would say it was a stepping stone to get to your point of maturity. Then once you're matured.
So now you just answered yourself.
Exactly.
The people you are going to reach out to are not matured. So what do you have to do?
You have to use the childish stuff to
bring them.
And
when you bring them, what do?
You show them the real stuff.
So what is going to be used to establish them? It's not the childish things. It's what?
The mature stuff, the real stuff.
The mature stuff. Yeah. So here is the case that people realize that, okay, childish stuff, people want it. They got only the childish stuff. They didn't get the deep stuff. They use the childish stuff, they bring them. And then the deep stuff, they themselves don't even know to bring them to that. Okay. And so Christianity for this particular group of people just become childish and childish and childish and childish. And that's what they keep doing. And that is the problem.
Oh, so I get it when they say that, okay, now the church has become a place of, emotional highs and pure entertainment. Because that's what they keep on
That's what they keep doing. That's what we used to bring them in. That is not what we used to grow them.
Or to even to sustain them.
Good. So that's why we said the church is built on Peter, the rock, which means the revelation of the mysteries of Christ. So when you use entertainment to bring the people, when they come inside, what do you use?
You use
the mysteries.
The mysteries to establish them.
Good. So the Israelites, God gave them abundance, miracles, and all that. When they came back, God now started teaching them his ways. Because they thought that right from Egypt, they walk into the promised land.
Exactly.
But God realized that no, there's a greater level of Egypt, not necessarily dealing with where they are the place of oppression, but the real Egypt was inside them. So he used the power to tell them that, oh, he is real. Then he had to now remove the Egypt from inside them. Then they started rebelling against him. So you find out that when we start looking at some of these things, what people are saying that the church become extension, I think there should be a balance. Because churches can't be boring.
Yeah.
But when we say it is boring to those who don't really understand what is going on.
Yeah, even in the line of music, it was taught by some youngsters that church was boring because when it's time to sing songs, it was hymnals and canticles. And even in the country of Ghana, some Christians thought that Ghanaian songs typically sung in the local dialect gave some boring vibe. But if it was a little bit like Gen Z-ish or modernized with rap and stuff, that was more hype and it had vibe to it. So
you realize that all these things is coming from people who are
children. They are babes in Christ, right?
Yes, because for me, I don't think I even love those kind of music.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, I love the hymns because it can create a certain level of stillness that I will not get. And actually, I need that stillness.
Exactly.
But for someone who doesn't even love stillness, like for example, some of these people, you tell them to meditate, it's like you are killing them. So such kind of quote-unquote music that have a very much more mature tone, they wouldn't like it.
Exactly.
So what we should do is that we should use it to bring them. Then when they are now there, we start explaining it and taking time with them so that they will mature. Then we start giving them the real stuff. But here is the case, someone heard, okay, this music is very good, it's to make church become filled. And then they went to learn and do that for them. And then they did not even learn about the deep stuff. So the people came first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, and now that's the trend of church. And that is a problem.
And you mentioned that hymns and canticles even help still you.
But of course they help because there's not so much of excitement and emotions inside because they are helping you to concentrate. Okay, the way such music are instituted, they are there to help you to meditate.
Okay.
They are there to help you to concentrate on what? On the truths and the mysteries of the church. So that's why they don't rush through stuff. They try to calm the emotion so that the mind can focus. Because that is what we are looking for.
So focus, concentration, or if you want to say stillness and some sort of like silence is the key to open up.
Yes, because when you look at what the church, the definition of contemplation. This is the definition of contemplation. They call it a loving attention.
All right.
Or a loving concentration. So it should have a certain cool emotion of affection in it. At the same time, it should help you be attentive to a certain reality.
So with this kind of music, canticles and hymns, would you put chants in that category too?
Yeah, they're all part of that category. You see, what makes them spiritual is that they are meditative in nature. What makes them divine is that they are filled with truths or concepts about God. So that makes them divine, you see. And then what makes them at times psychic is that aside just bringing you in love and recollection of the truth, they also fill you with the pleasure. At times, these are called ecstatic pleasure of the divine. Yes, but the pleasure of music is not the end of music. It's not the end of spiritual music. Spiritual music are not after giving you ecstasy of pleasure. Because when that is focused on, it also creates a problem. It becomes a hindrance.
All right.
So it is supposed to transform the pleasure to become pure energy of love so that will become used to think about God. So the whole idea of music in the church looks like alchemy.
Alchemy, exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Some
like
sort of metamorphosis.
Yeah,
from a lower form to a higher state of form.
Higher state,
exactly.
Good.
But you know what? I did mention chants, and
Yeah.
recently we've heard Christians using or incorporating chant music as part of their their songs in church. And I heard this minister who was saying that, oh no, this wasn't a minister. There was okay. So first of all, it was a comment I read somewhere, and the person was saying that chants are occult stuff which are introduced into the church because it is those guys, the occult guys, who chant. Exactly. Then there was this minister to you who was saying that when a person is singing a Christian song to God and they repeat lines over and over and over again,
it's a way for them to become possessed or something.
Exactly. I've even heard this from even some Christians in America, and they keep saying that, well, if you're chanting like that, it is some sort of occultic stuff, and
do they have vivid examples of that?
Well, yeah, some of them will refer to some sort of like Hillsong.
No, I mean vivid examples of people repeating music where they became possessed.
No, they don't. They just say it or make a video about it.
Okay, but what if the demon was there, and because of how the person was singing it and it was the right way of doing things, the demon started, becoming aggressive because it felt threatened?
Well, they don't have data on that. They don't give any evidence.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, why do you, if let's just say that something like that was there, someone was using music like that, and then it started becoming erratic or demons showing up, why do we always react with the idea that the thing was wrong? That's why the demons are reacting that, because demons at times can be violent when
it reminds me of
they are being driven out.
Exactly.
Or feel threatened.
Jesus was exorcising a boy, and the demon tried to hit the boy before it left the boy.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. So, but most of the time we already have, something at the back of our brain that so long as this is not how we've been doing it, and it looks like how the devil has been doing it, it is demonic. Why? Because this person, that's how he does it. Exactly. And the question is, that person, where did he get how he's doing it from?
But they say that, well, because they saw someone, a non-Christian doing it, and now Christians are doing something similar or equal to that, then it is then it means that the Christians copied it from there, or maybe it is some sort of an occult guy who has infiltrated a church. And exactly. So the question you asked that, where did they get it from? So it's whatever they are doing in terms of, say, if it is music or even prayer or meditation or so, these things are things that go all the way back to God.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to answer that question about where they got it from, I'll say that they learned it from spirits that were once upon a time were divine.
Were divine. So that's what. So this is a very deep way of looking at these things. But like we say, most people frame their spiritual ideology from fear, from shame, and at times trying to be different. Okay, yeah, so they are afraid that this will happen, and they frame a certain concept and they say, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, chants are evil. Why is it evil? I remember some time ago, one student of mine that I was training many years ago, this was way before chants became popular. Actually, what people don't know is that was the way I like to do my worship.
Exactly.
Many years ago, whenever we are singing a song, I used to take just a part of it, and then I would say it over and over and over and over. Yes. So I used to practice this thing personally many years ago. So fast forward, this student of mine did a program and then they invited me. So when they invited me, and I'm such that when I'm singing, I always create my songs. I always come with my own songs.
Exactly.
So I always tell people that when I'm singing, just follow what I am doing. Don't follow how you think the song is supposed to be sung. So I started singing with them. Then I entered into repetitive singing because the way I pray with a lot of meditation, I need that because it helped me to focus. So it helped me to focus and then stay there and then contemplate on the divine. So I tried to also get them into the same experience, and we did it and we did it and we did it. So when we were there, the people reached out to a student of mine, and they were telling him that your guy is occultic, is demonic. But it's funny, think about it. I'm just repeating music.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not even using a diabolic lyric or anything. I'm just repeating music. So if, quote unquote, that is evil, then how about in the book of Revelation or in Isaiah, where they are always saying, holy, 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 holy.
Even in the book of Revelation,
Yeah.
part that they said the angels will say amen, hallelujah over.
Yeah, they will say amen, hallelujah. Yeah.
And they do not rest day nor night.
Good. I don't know whether some people read their Bible upside down or
Oh
what.
my goodness. Then it means that these angels are also occultic.
Yeah, they are chanting. It's demonic. They are calling on demonic
But that
powers.
praise to God. And God is not being angry at them.
God is the one supplying the amen and the hallelujah to them.
Oh my goodness, guys. Look, join us for the next episode. I mean, we have more exciting stuff coming your way. I hope you enjoyed this particular episode. Share this link. Tell